Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Dougie. Today, as you can see, I've got a couple little friends here. This is the 4th of July, and I imported my wife and my brother-in-law from Boston, and they do lobster on the 4th of July. So we've got about 25 of them down here. We picked them up yesterday afternoon and kept them cold in the fridge with wet towels, and you can see they're very much alive. If they wanted to, and they didn't have any bands on there, they could do a little pinching, but not today. So we're going to take these up into the front, out in the backyard actually, and prepare these in a few different ways. Okay guys, we're not in my kitchen today, we're in Steve's kitchen. I'm just helping Steve in his kitchen. This is Steve's Lobster Fest. I'm just here to help. He's already done me the treasure of cleaning all this lobster, so we're going to show you how to make lobster rolls. This is just one little element of it. So hands are very clean, believe me. So we're going to get some nice lobster, and this lobster just has a little bit of celery and Old Bay seasoning, and you can take a nice look at it there. Let's put this back away, nice and safe. So we're going to add a little bit of mayo. Now this is a tough area for people because some people like mayo, some people don't like mayo. But you need a little bit of mayo to bind it and just give it a little bit of flavor. So we'll start small because you can always put more in. You don't have to put a lot in all at the very beginning. So this is about a tablespoon of mayonnaise. And we'll see how it looks. And, of course, some fresh lemon. Boom, boom. So this is our finished product. It's nothing fancy. Toasted buns, working hard, and we'll see how where we're at with those. Are they there yet, or have they got a ways? Oh, nice, perfect. Okay, could be a hot dog bun. It could be any type of a. In Boston and New England, what they do is they take a hot dog bun and they split it on the top. But in California, we don't have that luxury too much. But we just have the lobster, the bread. Man.
Hold on. One last thing.
Oh, a very important element. Nice catch, Steve. Nice little sprinkle of Old Bay on top of it. There it is, folks. Lobster rolls. Okay, so we got frick and frack, and we're gonna make them crack and crack. But first we got to cook a cook. All right, we got a seasoned pot of water here. These are pounded in quarters. We're looking at about 9 minutes. 1, 2. They say 9 minutes by the book, but we like to see where the foam rises up. And once that happens, it's done. That's the protein cooking inside of it. Old Bay is your friend. This thing's got Old Bay and lemon juice inside with the water. Okay, the lobsters are done. I'm going to pull them out, put them in some cool water so I can handle them. See the nice bright orange? Looked a little different 9 minutes ago. I'm going to let Steven show you his way because it's the best way.
It's actually quick and easy, and I would recommend folks getting yourself a pair of garden gloves with little rubber palms and a decent pair of garden shears. That will break through a good-sized branch because these things are tough. And that way, all these little spikes and everything that these things have, you're immune to them. So take off the tail, kind of pull it back, and you'll see all that green tamale in the inside. I actually don't keep that. That goes right in the bucket.
But if you do, that's not a problem.
Oh, if you do, you can keep it. Some people like to eat it.
The Andrew Zimmers in the world.
That right there will make a great stock for your lobster bisque, which we'll also show you some other time. Take the the arms and claws off, just a little light pull and twist. This thing's already cooked, so nothing really requires a whole lot of energy. What I do with the tail, I take it in my palm, like cradled in the palm with the bottom side up, and just squeeze it, crack it, so the back is completely broken. Now, you can take with your hand, 2 thumbs, just pull it apart. Bingo. Oh, yeah, that's why you wear an apron. I take the tail and I pull and twist it off. You can see the little tail fin piece is still there. And now look, that's a beautiful whole tail. I then would take
Clean
your
it up a
thumb
little.
or, and I run it up underneath that bottom little sheath, and you kind of clean out the
Just
digestive stuff,
particulates.
particulates. Beautiful piece. Look at that. That's a beautiful whole piece of lobster meat for the legs. and
FYI,
arms.
this evolution has 25 lobsters, main lobsters, and 6 pounds of meat. So it's an evolution.
All right, for a claw, the small piece, if you pull it out gently, kind of like on the hinge, you get that piece of cartilage to come out. And that piece of cartilage, junk. I take the shears and I cut where that piece of the claw just came out, and I just break its back on both sides. And then you can pull that back, and then look. Oh, you know what? There's one last piece of cartilage that sometimes doesn't come out.
Goes right up in the center of it.
And it'll get caught up on the claw, so you'll know that it's still in there. But if get a close-up of this, see that little section right there?
A little wave
That's kind of stuck.
in the middle.
Where's that other piece I just got? It's kind of a piece of that sometimes doesn't come out. This little thing right there, and you want to just, bink, that's out now. There is no shell or anything hard.
Now this is the pretty
in that
part you
chunk.
put on a salad for your favorite person.
For the legs, what I do is I take this end that just was connected to the lobster and just clip that right off, and then I just cut right through the thing. And I try to split it in two, and that way you get good whole pieces of meat, but good chunks of meat. See, when you open it up like that, that's a beautiful chunk. And then I'll just take that little tongue. Go ahead, bub.
They could use a man like this at a Vegas buffet.
I've only done
Just crack it.
tens of thousands. Nice big chunk of like knuckle meat. I'll do this claw. This is the bigger one. Lobsters have two claws. One is the crusher, the big heavy one. The other one's the pincer, which picks off the little pieces of meat. We did the smaller one first. But again, take this small like thumb piece and just kind of on the hinge, tear it back. This one's a big lobster. And hopefully that piece of cartilage comes out with it. Bingo, it did. And then remember that little other piece of cartilage?
Lovely.
All right. And then now, this is a big lobster, so now you can understand why you take some garden shears and you break it. Don't be shy with the shell. You don't, you're not going to eat that. And then look.
It's a sea pork chop. And that's how you break down a lobster.
And that's the same thing with this leg as well, this arm. But when you buy the meat from your purveyor and they give you already cleaned meat, they take those legs and they squeeze them out, so all the meat comes out like these little
All these legs like
extrusions.
this.
Yeah.
And these are great to pull off and suck on them, and you can. They're
Yeah.
wonderful, but that's a lot of work. I mean, you got to be skilled at to do it.
I'll show you one. Just to show you what I would do. You clip off both ends, and I don't have a bottle. Is anyone finished with their beer?
Yes.
All right, finish your beer.
Time.
All right, I clipped off both ends. I started where the claw part was because that's a little smaller and flatter. And then you just take it like a rolling pin and you squeeze it. Beep, and then bingo, another little morsel.
Oh my goodness.
Another little morsel.
Beautiful. All right.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for joining us on Cooking with Dougie.